Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brothas Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ followers perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with KD Smooth at One Brothas Mind. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's KD Smooth coming back at you with a new report. I pray you all are doing well. Shalom, family. In today's report, family, we're going to briefly discuss this issue on your screen. The issue of the CBDC, the central bank digital currency. There's some more elements that we need to talk about, family. Specifically, whether or not you will be able to escape the digital currency when it is unleashed. Okay? Before we get in it to this issue, family, please remember to smash the like button. If you appreciate our content here at One Brothas Mind, and be sure to be subscribed. Make sure your people are subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we try to bring you the information and facts you need. Okay, family. As if you didn't already know, there's a lot of things happening in the U.S. financial markets very fast. It's like things are happening at a faster and faster pace almost daily. And they're not all good things. Most of these things are bad things that's happening. Literally, while I was putting this report together, some more information came out this evening that I had to include in this report. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But again, family, our focus here this evening is on the whole issue of the central bank digital currency and whether or not you will be able to escape. Okay? And if so, how? We're going to cover those issues. There's a whole lot of misinformation that's being put out here in these social media streets. Man, a lot of people that absolutely have zero idea of what to do, and they're trying to act like and sound like they are some sort of expert advisor. Okay? Now, wait a minute. I know y'all saying, well, okay, KD Smooth, well, you're doing the same thing, right? If y'all want to say that, go right ahead. I am not the expert. I don't profess to be an expert. I am not providing expert financial advisement. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you on this issue. Some of the information that I'm coming across and some of the potential solutions that you may be able to find useful. But overall, do you? Hey, that's really what it's going to boil down to, okay? So let's get into this issue, but right off the top, I want to share with you the new report that just dropped in the last couple of hours that you'll probably hear more about tomorrow or in the morning, but this right here on your screen. This is a CNBC report published March 24th at 4:55 p.m. Yeah. As you see the headline, nearly $100 billion in deposits pulled from banks. Officials call system sound and resilient. The key point of this report is that bank customers collectively pulled $98.4 billion from accounts for the week ended on March 15th. So in approximately a week, $1 billion was withdrawn. And that was for the week ending in March 15th. They haven't released the information on the week ending, whatever day, like this week, like the 25th, 26th, or whatever. That information hasn't been released yet. But for the week ending in March 15th, almost $1 billion was withdrawn from banks. Okay? I hate to say I told y'all so, family. I really hate to say it, but I've been out here in these social media streets trying to explain as best I could and at least share my opinion that, family, you need to go get your money out of their banks. I've explained over and over again why and what's coming. So if you're one of those that it's your first time hearing this, or someone suggests this option of you going to get your money out of their banks, do you? But the primary reason is there's a slow, in my opinion here, One Brothas Mind, there's a slow bank run that has started. Now you may say $1 billion, is that slow? Overall, yes, but everybody that sees and hears this report, more and more people are going to see that or this report and go, wait a minute, well, I better go get my money. So that's going to cause more people to go withdraw their money. And then it's a snowball effect. I've been telling y'all this stuff was coming and it was going to happen for over a year now. Everybody said Katie Smooth was crazy. Some of y'all don't want to listen. He one of them conspiracy theorists. You're looking at an article from CNBC that's telling you nearly $1 billion was withdrawn. People withdrew nearly $1 billion of their money from banks for the week ending in March 15th. I didn't make that up. These are not my words. Family, go get your money. Now, let me say this. Do not show up at your bank tomorrow, going in there trying to get your money and wanting to act a fool. Do not do that. Don't go up in them banks acting a fool. You should already know what they're going to do if you go up in there acting a fool, demanding your money while acting a fool. Call your bank tomorrow. Ask for the information in regards to making if you want to, the maximum withdrawals amounts from your account and what you have to do to successfully do that. Once they provide that information to you, follow it. If you decide you want to withdraw your money or begin to withdraw your money out of their banks. After you do that, or before you do that, you need to make a decision on what you feel will be the safest option or place or location for you to keep your money that you withdraw, your cash, safe. Here at One Brothas Mind, we don't tell you or nobody how to keep their money safe. That's up to you. We're just suggesting you might want to go get your money as soon as you can. Because what you don't want to do is let more and more of this time go by, day after day, and more people are going to get their money, and either one or two things are going to happen. This bank run, this snowball is going to pick up pace. And as it picks up pace of withdrawals, a lot of these banks are going to start to lock their doors and say, oh, no more withdrawals today. And what hopefully you want to avoid is that occurrence. You want to be able to get your money before that happens, basically. That's the whole point. I've been telling people for over a year, go get their money. Now you got a lot of people looking around, wondering what the heck is going on. Yeah, this you. The door's closed on the bank, and this is you standing outside the door. They can't just lock the doors and close the bank. I need my money. You out there? Hello? Wait a minute. Hold on. Can I talk to? I need the manager. Lord, it's not funny, y'all. This is not funny. But I've been trying to tell y'all. For over a year, go get your money. So if you still have time, find out what the rules are for your maximum withdrawals from your bank. Just give them a call. They'll tell you. And then go follow those steps or rules and get your money out of the bank, out of their banks. What we suggest here, or what I suggest here at One Brothas Mind, is that you get approximately 90% of your money out of their banks. Or in other words, get all your money that's just sitting there that you are not using. Get that money. You can leave the amount of money in the bank that you need to be functional, to be operational, to pay your bills, make your transactions. Leave that. Okay? But the rest of your money that's just sitting there, you might want to get it out. Okay? So, just wanted to drop this quick little update nugget that just dropped yesterday evening. Case you didn't know. Okay? So let's move forward. Back to this issue of the CBDC. One of the reasons why the central bank digital currency issue one of the reasons why you're starting to hear a lot about it is one, of course, you've already been hearing about the various different banks collapses, the bailouts, which they're not calling bailouts, but it's happening, and just all of the stock market, the stock prices from these banks that are just dropping like hot rocks and causing this whole problem in the financial markets. So what we believe here at One Brothas Mind is that at some point, I don't know how soon or how long it may be, but at some point, the U.S. government is going to announce their central bank digital currency release. Many believe that it's going to be in response to an effort to secure basically the financial markets and the stock market here in the U.S., because many believe that many more banks are going to collapse. They're going to lose their stock positions and more people are going to go withdraw their money because many people are no longer feeling that their money is safe in their banks. Okay, and it's not. They claim they want the government and Fed and all that are going to secure everybody's money. Good luck with that. Okay, but they've already been developing the central bank digital currency for the United States. It actually over in China, they already rolled theirs out about a year or so ago. So they already got it going over there. I go into more detail about that in the previous reports. Actually just did a report about a day ago. It's called What's Coming Next. Go to One Brothas Mind, go to the video tab and find that report. You can get more detailed information about that and a whole lot of other information. But so many different countries around the world have either already released their digital currency systems or are in the process and are about to release them. Problem is, you got to understand what digital currency means, what it's going to do. Basically, family, it's a system that, while possibly not in the beginning or during the initial release, it's not going to cause too many major problems for you. But as the days move forward, it gives the powers that be the power and control to control what you buy, when you buy, how much you buy, or even make it so that you can't buy or purchase this. And once they switch to a digital currency, they can actually put an expiration date on your digital currency money. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. Many people are talking about that as well. So, yeah, family, there's a lot going on and with this digital currency stuff that's on the way. So, what I wanted to do real quick is take a look at one of the countries that actually recently released their digital currency, like you see on your screen, in Nigeria. and just have a look at kind of what happened, how things went for them, as kind of a foreshadow of things to come, possibly here in the U.S. when the U.S. releases our central bank digital currency system. Okay? So real quick, I want to go over this article that you see on your screen. In Nigeria, citizens have taken to the streets to protest the nation's cash shortage, further objecting to their government's implementation of a central bank digital currency, CBDC. The shortage came about due to cash restrictions aimed at pushing the country into a 100% cashless economy. Yet instead of adopting the central bank digital currency, Nigerian protesters are demanding paper money be restored. Let's see here. It goes on to read, the country's experience strongly suggests that the average citizen understands that the CBDCs present a substantial risk of loss to financial freedom while providing no unique benefit. It is no secret that CBDCs have been growing in popularity among central bankers, policymakers, and consultancy firms in recent years. Yet, for citizens, it's been another story. When the U.S. Federal Reserve solicited comments on CBDCs, more than 2/3 of the commenters were concerned about the risk to financial privacy, freedom, and stability of the banking system. Further, CBDCs really don't add anything novel to the market in terms of benefits for consumers. To the extent people want it, many currencies are available in digital forms through debit cards, payment apps, and even prepaid cards. That much should be clear from the adoption rate in Nigeria of this adjustment, where less than 0.5% of Nigerians have used the CBDC that was introduced. To put that number into perspective, more than 50% of Nigerians have used cryptocurrency. Okay? The Nigerian government has unleashed a flurry of tricks to spur adoption, but none has proven effective. To its credit, the Nigerian government initially tried to encourage use through modest measures. It's the same thing I believe is going to happen here when the U.S. rolls our CBDC out. They're going to start off real easy, trying to make it all convenient, but a lot of people are not going to go for it, okay? This article goes on. Then in October, it offered discounts if people use the CBDC to pay for cabs and other conveniences. Do you see how they're going to try to make it convenient up front? Yet neither effort proved to be fruitful. Put simply, Nigerians prefer cash. Unfortunately, the Nigerian government doubled down and moved to more drastic measures, which is the same thing that's going to happen here in the U.S., by restricting cash itself. In December, the Central Bank of Nigeria began restricting cash withdrawals to 100,000 naira, or $225 per week, U.S., for individuals, and basically $1,000 or $1,123 per week for businesses, U.S. Okay? To make matters worse, the Nigerian government also chose to redesign the currency during this time in a move aimed at restoring control of the Central Bank of Nigeria over currency in circulation and to further deepen the push to a cashless economy. So not only are citizens limited in how much they were able to withdraw, but the commercial bank also didn't or don't have the cash to give out because many are still waiting for the newly designed paper currency. Let's see here. My article is jumping around here. They also don't have the cash to give out because many are still waiting for the newly designed cash to arrive. Okay. It goes on to say, with these restrictions in place, the Nigerian government managed to drain the economy of cash and set the stage for the CBDC to finally have its moment in the spotlight. And yet, it didn't work. Stories of Nigerians struggling with cash restrictions quickly spread across Twitter, posts, TikTok, all over social media. Rather than turn to the CBDC, Nigerians took to the street to protest the restrictions and the cash shortage. That's probably going to happen here in the U.S. as well. The new notes or new paper money, it is hoped, arrives soon, but even the Nigerians are unlikely to find relief. Central Bank Governor Godwin, I cannot say this brother's name, I'm going to butcher it, but here we go. Ephemally said the destination, as far as I'm concerned, is to achieve 100% cashless economy in Nigeria. A little bit more here. The company that designed the Nigerian digital currency called the cash restrictions a creative use of marketing and said other countries could be expected to take similar steps. Yet Nigeria should serve as a cautionary tale for other countries looking to launch digital currencies. Another Nigerian brother, I'm not even going to do his name. The head of the financial institution's ratings at Augusto and Company in Nigeria put it well when he said that the central bank doesn't want us to be spending cash. They want us to be doing transactions electronically, but you can't legislate change in behavior. The central bank digital currencies may be popular among bankers, but money is ultimately a tool for the people, so long as the risks outweigh the benefits. It's unlikely any central bank digital currency will gain traction in Africa and possibly elsewhere. Okay? So just wanted to go over that article with you guys. Basically, other countries are doing basically test runs like they have done here in Nigeria to see how it's going to go, how the people are going to respond. And like I said earlier, they've already done this in China. Not only do they have a central bank digital currency, but they also have the whole social credit score system attached to it as well. It's been going on for over a year in China. All right. So what we want to look at, family, is the soon coming release of the U.S. central bank digital currency. Kind of what's going to happen. How's it going to go? And can you escape from it? All right. So first, as many people are talking about this all over social media, I want to address this issue. Is the central bank digital currency the mark of the beast? By itself, no. The central bank digital currency that's soon to be released is not, I repeat, is not the mark of the beast. How can I prove that to you? With scripture. You see the scriptures, you're going to see these scriptures and hear about them a lot. All over social media, a lot of people starting to talk about it. But the part that they're going to leave out, most people, they're going to read from Revelations 13, 16 through 17, but they're going to leave out verse 15. It's very important because in verse 15, the scripture states that worship is required for the mark of the beast. And if you don't submit to worshiping the beast, you will be put to death. That part most people are leaving out. Okay? Everybody's focusing on the you will not be able to buy or sell part. Yeah, we get it. But that's why it's so extremely important for you to read scripture for yourself. So you know what it says. You don't go by what other people say. You don't go by what I say. You read it for yourself so you know exactly what it says. And you know, because you've read it, whether people are lying or leaving stuff out or trickerating or twisting scripture, you know because you've read it. Okay? So, specifically, Revelations chapter 13, verse 15, pause the video, pull it up on your phone, open your Bible, read it. It requires worship of, it literally says the image of the beast, but worship of the beast. And if you refuse to do that and submit to that, you can be put to death. Or it's basically will be put to death. So basically what you're doing when it is the mark of the beast, when that actually begins to occur, you're worshiping the beast and at the same time you're denying Christ. Do you see that? That's why it's in scripture. It warns us all, do not accept the mark of the beast. Okay? No matter what, even if it costs you your life. Okay? People are leaving this part out. So, again, the digital currency that is soon to be released here in the U.S., some say as early as this summer, people are projecting, is not by itself the mark of the beast. But it is the foundation and framework for the mark of the beast financial system. It literally is that. But it's not the actual mark of the beast. At least not until we get to the point where you're being required to worship the beast. And at the same time, deny Yeshua the Christ. Do you see that? That's when it becomes the mark of the beast. Not before then. Okay? All right, let's move forward. So, just like what happened similar in Nigeria and some other countries, there's going to be kind of a step-by-step process when the U.S. releases its CBDC, central bank digital currency. And initially they're going to release it in the most, in my opinion, in the most softest, non-threatening fashion as they can. and just try to sell it as a new digital payment system or app or option or whatever they're going to want to call it. And they're going to require that companies start paying their payroll to their employees in the digital currency, the new digital currency, as well as government employees and checks that are sent out are going to be required to be paid out in the digital currency. No more cash, no more check options. They're going to just say, we got it. It's at the bank. It's just now a digital currency. Nothing has changed, really. We still have your account right here. You know, they're gonna try to do that soft initial release. Well, y'all know how we get down in the U.S. There's gonna be a lot of people, employees, staff, whatever, that are gonna go right into protesting this because they understand what this is going to be. It is completely eliminating our financial freedom because they know and control every transaction with this digital currency that we do. Okay, so protests, riots might start, employees may strike due to righteous fears of our money now being 100% controlled. Okay? And they're not going to back down. Once they release this, the government is not going to back down. They're going to just tighten the restrictions even more, start busting people upside the head during the protest. You know how they get down. Y'all done seen it already. They've been training for all this. And ultimately, due to the more pressure the government is going to apply, let's say that, most people are going to submit and go, well, there's nothing we can do. They're arresting us, beating us, deleting us, or whatever. There's nothing else we can do. We're stuck in this system. Then at around that same time, the government is going to push and apply cash use fees. In other words, fees to deposit cash, fees to withdraw cash, and fees for businesses and corporations that are still operating using cash. They're going to charge fees in efforts to get everybody to stop using cash. It's going to cost you. You know, kind of similar how you go to the check cashing places and they charge you a fee to cash your check. It's a certain percentage or what have you. The fees are going to start off low, but they're going to slowly increase those fee amounts to the point where it basically pisses you off. You can be like, cash this $500 check. And they're going to say, okay, sure. It's going to cost you $100. You're like, wait, what? What the? That's basically, I'm generalizing, but that's approximately what's going to start to happen. It's going to become not profitable to continue to operate and function using cash in regards to normal business transactions. Okay? And then after a period of time after that, they're going to just flat out make a law, a white say-so law. They're going to make that out of thin blue air and say cash is now illegal. Okay? That's what they're going to do. So, little prophecy from Katie Smooth. I'm telling you pretty much in general how this is going to go when they do release it, whenever that is. So you're going to be whether you agree with it, whether you're against it, you're going to be basically being locked into a digital financial prison. That's what's happening. Okay? In fact, there's already at least one state, if not a couple of them, that are passing laws and proposing new laws in those states like Florida and Texas and a few others, to pass laws to block the use of a central bank digital currency, because they understand it's financial prison. It's a digital financial prison. And that we as Americans, we want to continue to have the full financial freedom that we've always had. So, yeah, there's going to be several states, that are passing these laws. And at least temporarily, these laws are going to be somewhat effective. Okay? But it's only going to be temporary, family. Why? We know because of this. Scripture already says the time is coming that no man might buy or sell, say he had the mark. So, and that's going to be everywhere for the most part, right? So the few states that put up this resistance, great, good, and fine. Hope it's my state. Hope it's your state. But in the meantime, that resistance is only going to last temporary, because then the government is going to put basically sanctions on the individual states that are doing this, and it's going to make it very costly for states to not submit to the central bank digital currency. And that's how they're going to bend and break the backs of the states that want to resist. Okay? Let's move forward. So, family, with that being the case, let me see here real quick. What do y'all? Oh, I'm missing. Yeah, I'm missing some slides here. Hold on. Let me get my missing slides here. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Got a little technical difficulty, family. Allow me a few moments to correct this technical difficulty here. I don't know what's going on, but we got a couple more slides to get through. Okay, let's try this here again. Give me just a moment, family. Let me get back to where we were at and see if we can. There we go. All right. So now, real quick, I want to go over, the different options that you're going to have, that we're all going to have. A lot of people are not providing you this information. But here at One Brothas Mind, we try to provide you with the information and facts you need. So smash the like button, share this report on all your social media with all your peoples, and be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind. Okay? All right, real quick, we're going to go through these. So at the time that the U.S. releases this central bank digital currency temporarily, who knows for how long is basically what that means, but cash is going to still be usable. A lot of people are advising people to buy and invest in gold and silver. Okay. One of the problems with investing and buying gold and silver coins is they come in certain weights or certain sizes, and based on those weights and sizes, they carry a certain value. So say if you have a gold coin, it might be worth a few $1,000s. And you go, great. Well, okay, how you going to spend that gold coin if you want to get a Big Mac meal? And here you are, all you got is a gold coin. Exactly. Now remember, the banks are going to be, at some point, they're not going to take your gold coin and cash it out no more. So you're going to be stuck with those gold coins and silver coins that you have at a certain point. That's what I'm telling you. Temporarily, you will be able to cash your gold coins in, things of that nature. But at a certain point, that part is going to be shut down. Many people out here on these YouTube streets, especially a whole lot of people that are fully invested in the Bitcoin and crypto markets, they're out here, telling everybody, hey, move your money into these different types of Bitcoins. They're secure. This one over here, this one over there. They're all over social media talking about it. That security, family, is only temporary. At least until the point when the government says, okay, the only thing Bitcoin can be exchanged for is the central bank digital currency. There's no other currency format that you can cash your Bitcoin out in. So when the government does that, guess what? It essentially turns Bitcoin or cryptocurrency into the central bank digital currency also. So, hey, you can believe me if you want to. That's not a permanent solution or a secure solution, because that's only going to last until they make up the new I'm white and I say so law that it has to be exchanged into digital currency. Okay. Another option that will be available temporarily. If you have cash and you need to send somebody a check or whatever, you may not be able to go to the bank and, trade that in or write checks or, or pay in cash in a transaction or purchase an item. But you may still be able to go to little money stores, little check cashing places, gas stations. You may still be able temporarily to go and take cash to some of these places and purchase money orders. And then with that money order, it's basically the same thing as a check. Just fill it out and you can mail it, send it to whoever you need to send it to. Or, however you want to do it. Some people may say, well, I don't accept cash, but we do accept money orders, whatever. That temporarily will also be an option. And then, family, temporarily, at least, if not permanently, there's going to be an underground cash network. Okay? There's going to be a whole percentage of people in the States here that are going to just hold on to cash because they understand that even though the digital currency has been put out, all the laws have been put out, cash has been so-called ruled illegal, there's still going to be an underground network of people using cash so they can make purchases for things freely without the tracking and tracing eye of the digital currency system. Do you understand that? It's just going to be risky to operate within that network because unless you're dealing with somebody you personally know, you don't know if they're you don't know if they, one of the officers, you don't know. So you're going to be taking a risk each and every time you try to operate and make purchases using illegal cash in the underground network. Okay? Because that's basically what's also happened over in China. Like I said, they released their digital currency over a year ago. But there's still an underground network of Chinese people still using cash because they understand they don't want the government tracing and tracking and controlling all of their financial purchases. They want to still be able to, if they want to buy this thing over here, whatever it may be, they want the freedom to still be able to, even though it's been made illegal now, if they are willing to take the risk, they want the freedom to be able to go with cash and still purchase that thing over there without anyone controlling, tracing, or tracking the fact that they made that purchase or knowing what they bought. Do you see that? Okay, so let's move over to the right side of your screen here for some additional solutions. These are more long-term solutions. Once cash has been made or rendered by so-called law illegal, here are some of the things that people are going to be able to turn to. One, there's going to be a bartering system that's going to establish itself. Basically, if I got some pepper and you got some sugar, and you need pepper and I need sugar, we can come to an agreement on how much we want to trade each other. And we make that trade. That's a really simplistic example of making a barter trade with another person, using some sort of resource or needed item and our service. Okay? You need your grass cut, but the grass cutter, he may need some cooking oil. Who knows? Whatever. Y'all make an agreement on what y'all agreed to as a fair trade, and you give him some cooking oil and he cuts your grass, and y'all good. Okay? That will become a very big option that's not illegal once they make cash illegal. Okay? That's also why in many of our previous reports here at One Brothas Mind, you hear me keep suggesting in regards to getting your preps together that it's really important to invest in hard resources. Even if you don't have a lot of money to buy real estate or land or whatever, but you got a little bit of money, you can invest in, say, food storage items, cigarettes, alcohol, medicines, medications. There's a whole bunch of things that you can invest your money into, your cash into, before they make it illegal. Stock up on a bunch of stuff, and now you have all these things to use in trade, in the bartering system, which basically works just like cash. I mean, that's how it works in most prisons. They don't necessarily pay each other in cash or whatever. They use a bartering system. The snacks and the cigarettes are very valuable in most prisons, and they purchase things and trade things using snacks and cigarettes. Okay? Same idea. The next item on things that are going to be helpful long term is how self-sufficient or independent living or off the grid living, how much of that or at what level of that you have been able to achieve. Are you growing your own garden and growing your own food and vegetables? Are you raising your own food like backyard chickens or what have you? Do you have, again, you have your own food? Do you have water storage? Do you have your own ability by way of a solar generator to generate your own electricity? Are you able to gather wood for possibly a wood stove? Do you have the power tools to provide your own security and live pretty much independently. The more independently that you're capable of living when all of this happens and when they make cash illegal, the less negative impact that is going to have on you in your life. Do you see that? Because you'll have items, again, to barter and trade with. So you should be able to, especially if you establish a network of people, friends, even strangers, farmers, you name it. There's always, they're going to be people that's going to be having, these little farmer, what they call them, the little get-togethers where the farmers markets. Yeah. Those are still going to be happening. Some of them secretly, if you will. And people are going to be going bartering, if not able to continue to use cash. Basically, you're going to be walking up to somebody going, okay, what forms of payment are you willing to accept? And it's going to vary. Some of those farmer markets, vendors are going to say, well, I still take cash. Other ones say, well, barters. Here's a list of the things that I'm in need to barter for. So if you got any of these things, we can possibly make a deal. Okay, whichever way, right? Then again, like I said, within farmers markets and other situations similar, there's always going to be an underground cash network where cash is accepted. It's just going to be at a higher risk. Okay? And then throughout the temporary and long-term process of this whole central bank digital currency situation, there are going to be, let's say, loopholes and options that are going to present themselves. So, family, you have to stay informed and educated on this whole system as it comes out, when it comes out, all the specific rules or so-called rules about it. You got to stay educated on it, because knowing how it works fully and understanding it is going to allow you and many others to figure out different little workarounds, okay, that you may be able to utilize as well. Okay? So make sure you learn CBDC very closely so you can see when and where there may be some loopholes you can exploit. Okay? All right. And then ultimately, like I said, the digital currency is not the mark of the beast, but it is the foundation and framework for it, for that system. And at some point, the Antichrist is going to require you to worship the beast system, and in the process deny Yeshua the Christ. Okay? Under threat of deletion. When we get to that point, family, again, scripture tells us it's better for a man to lose everything in this world, including his life, than lose his soul or salvation because you submitted to the mark of the beast. I'm paraphrasing all of that. That's the general principle. Or in other words, it's very similar to the story in scripture of the three Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when the king demanded that they bow and worship the king, and they refused because they maintained and held on to their belief and faith in the Torah and scripture in the Yah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They held on to their faith. And what did the king do? He threw them into the fiery furnace. That was death. But they were willing to accept that because they knew even in death, if they stayed true to Scripture, they would have salvation and everlasting life. Do you see that, family? So basically, all we're going to have at some point is a repeat. We're going to get to a repeat of that situation and scenario for everyone. Most people are going to be like, okay. Put that axe down or whatever they're doing. Don't shoot me. Whatever they're doing to delete people. All right, fine. Dang. Oh. And then you're going to have all kind of reasons. You may have your child sit next to you. And and maybe your child may be very young. And you may say, well, I can't leave my child, let them delete me, and my child is just here by themselves. I have to accept this mark so I can be here to help protect my child, or whatever reason you might want to come up with. All of those situations and worse are going to be on the table to pressure you to accept the mark when that time comes. But if you remain obedient to Scripture, salvation and everlasting life awaits you. Okay, family? So I just real quick, I just wanted to address or give an update because I know I've literally been looking around myself to see and survey what different people are offering in regards to solutions out here to this system. And like I said, most of them are talking about cryptocurrency. That's not a long-term or permanent solution at all. It may be a temporary one, like all the other temporary ones that I listed, but let me say this also. Another solution option is to make sure financially or money-wise, your money is diversified. Okay? That's also a safe position to hold. You may have a little cryptocurrency. You may have a little gold. You may have some cash. You may have some resources, some food storage or whatever. You've diversified your money. So you got all those things available. So you can use whatever you need to use to get what you need. Okay? So there you have it, family. Let me know what y'all think about this report in the comments. And remember to like, share, and subscribe this report on all your social media. And this concludes this broadcast for One Brothas Mind. We thank you for joining us. And as a part of the new Black media, B1 choices are mandatory. And being on code is required. But never fear, Yeshua the Christ is with you always. Shalom.